What is up, Defenders of the Ancient? Firefrog here, bringing you a brand new build for Dirge, aka Undying. And in this particular build, you're always going to be in the off lane. You can't be the safe lane, you can't be middle, you're actually not even in the off lane, you're assisting your off laner. Because you're in a perpetual state of always roaming and stacking. In this build, and through the new balance of Dirge via Flesh Golem, you can now clear ancient stacks. And in this video I will showcase how you can do that, and it's actually just insanely easy, it's not even difficult. But your job as Dirge now will be to kind of spam decay in the off lane to be threatening for your off laner to kind of thrive. But you're mostly going to be stacking camps in the proximity of these off lane you're in, these camps. Or if you were in this off lane, you're going to be always stacking this camp or these two to steal, depending. But generally, you want to just stack whatever lane you're in so you can clear with Tombstone. And with this build, you're always going to be clearing with Tombstone. You're not going to be really using it for team fights. Now, you can, but you're going to have to think long and hard about how hard you commit with Tombstone and what you're going to get with the outcome of dropping Tombstone. But in this style, we're mostly going to be stacking camps, clearing camps, and we're going to be pulling items to our cores. And the item we're going to pull is going to be Perseverance. And if you didn't know, this item is shareable. You can give any person the regen. As you see, I have one of the best patrons, or the best users of Perseverance, would probably be Medusa, Morphling, Invoker, Quap, Storm. These heroes really take off with a shared Perseverance. And I know what you're thinking, shared Perseverance? What the fuck are you talking about? Now allow me to show you. And yeah. Now don't take any skill level out of this game. This is really nothing. It's not like a huge plays. This is strictly a presentation of what Dirge is now capable of. So here we go. I'm gonna go at 1.5 speed. Just drop Tombstone. It's a little harass. Get smexy, whatever. Make sure whenever you drop Tombstone that you deny it. All right. Don't give them gold. Just deny it. Piss them off. It's great. All right. Moving on. Techies get a double kill with Suicide because Decay is really good early. And here it comes. But this has nothing to do with the build. This is just a cool play. Anyway, so now that Techies is here, my offlaner's here, I don't have to be here, so this is great. So approaching every minute mark, you gotta be eyes on the map. It's called abs. Always be stacking, right? Females love abs, right? If you don't got stacks, you don't got females. I think that's how that works. So stacking, if you're in the offlane and you're playing against Radiant, you can't double stack till 4 unless you have Soul Rip. You can try to pull like this, but it's very difficult unless you have Windlace or Tranquils, of which I don't buy on this build. The purpose of stacking this for your opponent is that if they do pull, all you have to do is just drop your Tombstone, and you can take the wave, and you can get the stacks, and you can contest it, and they can't do anything. Just make sure you place your Tombstone in an area where they can't see it, like uphill, or some good position. Don't just fucking feed it. It's a lot of gold, and it's a long cooldown. And if you waste your Tombstone, you're gonna be super fucked. So let's kind of move on. Usually I never lane this much, but just because, yeah. Usually I'm stacking here. So in this game it's a little bit different. Usually you're kind of just roaming. And there's a few different playstyles to this build. I'll pause it real quick. Okay, anyway. There is one strategy where you can cut the 30-second creep wave with your Tombstone and kill it. And then TP out, you'll have level 2 decay. You don't have to TP out, you can walk away if they don't come to harass you. But when you hit level 2, typically, you'll basically sit here out of XP range from your middle and just spam decay on the mid hero until the time arises where you need to stack a camp. If you're over here harassing a middle, you can proxy stack their camps because you can just clear it with a Tombstone. There's no problem with you stacking these camps because it's not like the enemy is going to take stacks, 3 minutes in the game, 4 minutes in the game. So if you want to spam decay middle after level 2 at the 1 minute mark, which will be a flat 1 minute, you'll be level 2. You can do that. If you want to go to your lane, spam decay and be in proximity for other stacks, you can do that. But I usually recommend always catching these stacks mostly the medium camp. And the medium camp is the most important stack early on because level 2 Tombstone will help you clear that and you'll get level 4. Another option for this build is Blightstone. Blightstone's very strong because it increases your zombie damage from 48 to 61 on no armored value minions. So keep that in mind, and also helps your clearing of Ancients later on in hard camps. So it just expedites that process a little bit and makes the Tombstone timings better. And yeah, so all you have to do is just tap target with a Blightstone and you're good. So let's jump back into it a little bit. Alright, so I got Hyperstone first buy, right? Okay. So now I'm out of the lane. 4-minute Void Stone, which will go to my mid hero pretty shortly. A TP back, see nothing's going on. You want to catch your stack timer. You can't double stack unless you have Soul Rip. You can take Soul Rip at level 3. It just makes it so you can't clear a triple stack of your medium camp if you go for Soul Rip at 3. Typically, it's always better just to go Tombstone level 2 at level 3 because of this, because you can clear these stacks. Now, you're going to want to tank a little bit because the longer you tank, the more zombies will accumulate, and it takes 2 hits for each zombie to die, therefore you'll never really take damage between the intervals of the zombies spawning. Always focused on the mud golems and the centaurs just because they're the most difficult to kill and you want to make sure they die first before your tombstone dies. Ancients are going to die, or your hard camps are going to die, but they level 2 tombstone will never kill them. They'll kill the smaller minions, so make sure you kind of dance over a little bit to this side if you want to catch XP. You don't really need XP. Well, you obviously do, but it's not a huge deal if you lose like some small minions XP. So to catch the ancient stack here, you want to decay over the wall and soul rip here. Voila. Alright. Alright, Deuce has got the Void Stone out. I was a little late on the pool, but I didn't want to miss a stack. Usually you'll just buy the Void Stone on the courier and send it to the middle. That's typically the best. But, you know, sometimes you just gotta do things. And here I'm going to lane just to get level 5, a little bit of XP for level 5. Just kind of make sure he's not having too much free farm, you know. Slow him down somewhat. And I'm going to miss a stack here, technically. Oh, I did get the stack. Okay, nice. So you can stack this. It didn't stack, but it's just great because you can tombstone here, and they'll never, like, just like this. I didn't mean to put it in vision. I forgot it destroyed trees. And I didn't get the deny off. That was kind of a misplay. I didn't expect the trees to fall. But generally, you can, like, tombstone, and you'll get some harassed in the lane. They'll just think, like, what the fuck? And you'll kill the hard camp at the same time. They generally won't know what's going on unless they've had eyes on it. But in any case, if they do see it, no one really expects Tombstone to just start killing large camps. It's just really not something on someone's mind. And this guy got an Arcane Rune. Oh, I got Arcane Rune. And if you can get an Arcane Rune, it is the most devastatingly strong thing ever on Dirge because your Tombstone timing. So here I come back to clear my double stacks. Just to do it with the Arcane Rune. Kill the hard camp. And they're none the wiser. Because they don't have this warded. Sync up your timings for bounties. And yeah, so we got Perseverance, 6 minutes, or like 7 minutes on Medusa. I don't remember the exact minute mark. I think that was like 8 minutes. When I cleaned my medium, I got the full Perseverance onto him. So, you know, 9-minute Perseverance, like what are you going to fucking do? Like what are you going to do to this Medusa? Like, or this Morphling, or this Storm Spirit? Like, in ranked, this is still a very good build because pooling items. Say you have a bad middle against a Smurf mid or some TA player. If you can pool Perseverance, you make the difference. You just win your lane for them, or you win their lane for them. Right? It's very difficult to lose when you have a pooled Perseverance, but it also will increase your farm. It'll just make you, it'll allow you to skip items in your build. And as you can see, I have the second perseverance uh, going to Medusa as well. And yeah, just the acceleration that you grant by these pooling is just insane. Oh, I think I missed my first cooldown. I want to go back a little bit. Oh, okay, I used Flesh Golem in a team fight. Okay. Generally, you don't want to use uh, your Flesh Golem at all unless it's on Ancients. But if you have to, you have to. You know, you can't be picked. But generally, you get level 10 by the tome. You should hit level 7. And if you don't hit level 7, don't attempt Ancients. Now, you can do it, but you need a Blightstone. It's typically better to have level 4 Tombstone. And then do your Ancient stack with Flesh Golem. Okay. I actually messed up there. But that's okay. I'm still working on it. I was technically supposed to stack. But there's games, there's stuff going on in the game. Sometimes you fuck up, it should happen. But you can only clear Ancients if you have Flesh Golem up, which is the unfortunate part. But it's okay. Medusa's almost got double Perseverance. And when stacking this, you usually want to go up or down. If you have Quelling Blade, go up, but down's typically better. Alright, so for the trick, there's really no trick. The zombies hold their own because they take 2 hits. The reason you decay is just to bring them into closer proximity range so you don't lose XP. And you get a little bit of health from the ult, but you're going to want to tank a little bit because it's going to accumulate those 2 zombies and it's going to start looping to where they can't kill 1 zombie. And you need that 1 constant zombie to be attacking. This is where Blightstone comes into play if you're going to play that build, which I really do like Blight Shield, or Blightstone Shield, Stout Shield. It's a really good build order, and it's really good aggro early on. And as you can see, my ult's doing a little bit of damage. Zombies doing their job. And yeah, you just killed some Ancients. And you're level 8. Let's check XP. Yeah, we're up there. Not bad by any means. Got the second Perseverance on. Like, what are you gonna, what? 6.5 per second, 1.21 gigawatt? Like, imagine this being this guy for a game with all these, having someone pull you items. Like, you, it's just insane. All right, now we're gonna get to the good part where we get the double Tombstone, right? And then you get, and not only is double Tombstone good, but because Flesh Golem has such an insanely high cooldown, not insanely, but it's pretty high, you're gonna have an additional Flesh Golem after the fight because it lasts 30 seconds. I mean, you could use it twice in a really long team fight, but generally you're just gonna have one remaining for your next refresh or your next team fight. So it's just like insanely good. Another perk is that when you get Blade Mail, which is the next item after refresher, you can open Blade Mail with Flesh Golem, and because you get so much health, plus 1000, plus 1600, you're gonna have so much health to discharge as Blade Mail. So you can 5-second Blade Mail, refresh your Blade Mail, and then use it for another 5 seconds. So you're going to have 10 seconds of Blade Mail. So it's either target Dirge, target the Tombstones, or lose. And those are not good options for your enemies. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, wow, you're actually just the most worthless fucking hero. And I agree, you're not really doing a lot. But what you are doing is making your other heroes unkillable. mostly your mid. And if your mid's such a threat where you just can't die, then it's pretty good. Look at this guy. He's literally just vacuuming damage. Are you kidding me? Can't stop, won't stop. And yes, I do buy wards if I'm still playing this method of support. It's just that our guy was buying wards for us. So it was like, I could buy them, but by also not buying them, I still can expedite my items and pooling them as well. Samwise Genji overextended his stay, and he is now dead. Oh, I messed up a stack. Maybe. Yeah, a little bit. But that's okay. Alright. I don't even have kills. 5 assists. 2 tier 1s. 20-minute refresher. Oh man, this is such a fun build. Alright. You're the enemy team. It's 20 minutes in the game. You have to fight against double Tombstone. What do you do? I'll show you what you're not going to do. It's what this team does. We're going to watch this in slow motion because I want you to see how these zombies are just so insane and slowing, but they also surround the enemies. Now, I could have soul ripped that guy, but it's just way better to save your soul rip for your Tombstone. So keep that in mind. You can, like, if you want to heal your guy, sure, but, it's just better. With Refresher, you're going to get 2 soul rips, but early on you just don't have the mana to do that, but you're going to have 2 soul rips, so you can Tombstone, wait out a few hits, and, if you predict that they're going to go aggro, it's in a shady position, or someone reveals that they're actually attacking it. But generally, you're going to double Tombstone into just a single soul rip, because it is a 6-second cooldown at max strength. And yeah, as you can see, no one can deal with these because they're a little bit out of range, and they just, this is real speed now. They actually surrounded this guy. Like, what do you do? And I have another flesh golem. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? I will say you do need a couple mangoes on your first use, just because, obviously. But once you get your blade mail, you should have enough mana to just do the combo every time. Yeah, a little dicey up on that hill. Again, this isn't about skill level. This is strictly presentation, right? Some other really good items to get are Helm of the Dominator, because Helm of the Dominator is going to increase the attack speed of your zombies by roughly 22%, I believe is the math. But when they enter the Deathlust phase, which is the, 35% threshold, because the units have no stats and they're operating off of a base attack speed, the amplification between the Deathlust is enhanced by the attack speed aura on the Helm of the Dominator. So it goes from, I forget the number decimal on the attack speed for these, but by my math, it's upwards of a 35% increase in damage to your zombies. Also, you can get a wolf aura or a attack speed aura, but just note that the 30 tombstone damage talent is plus additive, or it's additive, so it doesn't go 30 to 60, it goes 30 plus 30, so the wolf aura doesn't enhance that plus 30, which sucks. But it's still okay for your team, right? It's fine. But generally, the attack speed aura is the best, I think. Sometimes Scotty Creep's really useful. But generally, Centaur, you know, Wolf or Attack Speed Aura. But if you want to win every game, Blade Mail is the best build order because you get that, like I said, that 10 seconds of Blade Mail. You're just going to have so much health to dish out. People can't target you. They can't target your tombstones. Well, they can't target your tombstones, but they don't want to target your tombstones. Yeah, it's just rough to deal with. Let's back up a little bit. Fuck. Sorry, guys. Alright, here we go. Now, the reason I'm slowing these down is like I want you to see the real impact of two tombstones. Like it's not something people really see, but oof, getting shocked. Yeah, there's a lot of. It's just so funny. Yeah. As for the talents, real quick, you can go health regen, but cast range is just way better. So don't do that. And you always want to max soul rip by 10 because you want to keep your tombstones up. Also, the cooldown reduction over time over ranks is just insane. 6-second cooldown. And with refresher, you're always going to have insane soul rips because you're going to have so many zombies. So you're actually going to be able to deal a lot of damage if you sit back and just start soul ripping and shit. Just a zoning tombstone, stops TPs, pretty much negates any actions they want to do because they know it's a tricky engage. We're just doing stupid shit at this point. I'm trying to just get all the good tombstone, double tombstone plays. Oop. Okay, double tombstone high left ground, but they're over here. But fuck it. And I got the blade mail out too. I don't think I looped it correctly. I think I had to hot trigger that, but I think I get the job done here. Like even though I'm dying, there's just too many zombies and there's everyone else is dead. Right? It's just space created. And the thing is, you get because of the stacking effect of the zombies, like you can't even move. You just can't. Fucking love this build. Oh man. And when you get death on Tombstone, right, and reincarnation, you can basically just get so many tombstones. Typically, if you're the only way you can like the best way to win a game is the third Roshan, get the Aegis and the Refresher if you're level 25, and then you have I think 7 tombstones if I'm doing my math right. I don't know. So I don't know if Refresher Charge refreshes your Refresher. Like I don't even actually know that. I should know that, but I don't. It's just one of those things I don't know. I would assume it doesn't for balance purposes, but it might because third Roshan. I'll have to test that later. Oh, I think. Oh, here's a good blade mill maybe. JK. We're all gonna die. A little miscommunication. Our snake god is not with us. Generally, when you're pushing mid, you want to put them in this pocket because it's just typically the best. Top left is like not as advantageous. There's really no decipherable difference between the positioning, but typically far right is just better for. I don't know. It just is because that wall goes out a little bit further. This guy's going a little too deep, but zombies are spawning still. But the idea is like you keep them out. Like you want to kind of position them not too far forward, but just forward enough to where. Yeah, you basically take over their base. And yeah, also the great thing about Refresher is you just have infinite regen. You could add Tranquils to the build. I just think that Boots of Travel is just such a good thing that like to just dump on Tranquils early on is just stupid. It just doesn't help you. It's better just to stick it out with Brown Boots. I didn't loop my Blade Mail there because I wasn't taking damage. So there wasn't really any reason to do it. And yeah, I got my second ult ready for the after engagement. Yeah, and we should be getting out. I think this is where they go a little crazy. Okay, yeah, and that's basically it. That's basically the game.